everyone, I'm Eric Lee, and I have the joy this week to sit down with football future pro, Coleman Wiley. How you doing today, Coleman?
I'm good, how are you, Eric?
Good. So if you tell me, you play so many different sports, your favorite sport to play?
Football.
It is football. So one of the first times I saw you play was back in Pop Warner in the 8th grade. And you played a variety of positions. You were a tight end and you were a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And now you're finished your sophomore year and you are the starting JV quarterback. Talk to me about that progression. How did you feel about playing quarterback originally, and how do you feel now?
Well, I wasn't intending to play quarterback before I started Pop Warner. I was just thinking about being wide receiver. But I really liked the position, so I decided to try it out. Fortunately, the coach's son was the quarterback. So
Little obstacle.
yeah. Wasn't really fair.
So he got the job.
Yeah.
Kind of an inside track. But did that bother you? I mean, was that disappointing?
It was a little bit, but I still got a starting position at tight end, which was fun. And I still got to work as a quarterback, learn a lot of stuff, starting me off in my career.
And you never lost that focus and interest in playing quarterback?
No.
Okay.
It was a really fun position. You could basically run the offense. Well, the first time I stepped in at quarterback, I was super nervous because I was in charge of making sure I ran this play right snap count, making my right read, basically everything. But now I'm more comfortable with that. I mean, it's still nerve-wracking, but I'm more comfortable for each play. My mechanics have improved, which has helped.
Do you literally have a playbook? Like a notebook of the different plays?
No.
No.
It's all up here.
There's certain things that, you know, as you walk on the field to get ready to play that you want to make sure you take care of?
I'll make sure I warm up. That's the first thing I do. And then I like to get into lines with my receivers and just throw them a couple of routes just to get chemistry before the game. Besides that, I usually talk to my coach about all that I need to do for the game, like things that are especially important to that particular defense. And then I like to just talk with some of my teammates to make sure that we're on the same track. We know what we're going to do. So in the NFL,
QBs have a headset where they talk to the coach. I've noticed in watching your game, after each play, you sprint over to the sidelines to I assume, get the play from the coach and then come in. Take me through, like, as if it was an actual thing. You run over. What is that conversation?
Well, it depends. Most of the time, he just tells me to play. But sometimes, if it's critical 3rd down or 4th down even, he'll make sure that he'll give me the side that he wants me to throw to. And even sometimes tell me the read man.
So if I had a microphone, like, give me exactly the words, what would he say? As an example.
He'd say, R fly, 48 sweep, on 1.
And have you ever, like, said, I have no idea what that means? You always know it.
Well, I've never actually told him that, but a couple times I run over to the huddle and ask my teammates if I know the play, what I'm doing correctly, but it's very seldom.
Okay. So, do you ever say anything to him? Or it's basically, yes, got it, and go on? Or is there ever a conversation during that time frame?
No, I usually say nothing, actually. I just go over, he'll tell me the play, and I'll run back over to his huddle.
Okay. Have you ever gone over, gotten the play, and thought, oh, Oh, not this play.
Yeah. All the time.
All the time. Okay. Okay, so you've gotten the play from your coach. Now, as the quarterback, you've got to then communicate. The team is huddled, and you've got to communicate it. So, do you literally repeat what the coach says to you, or do you provide more information to the players?
I repeat it twice, and then if anyone has any questions, then I answer them. It's not too often that happens, but when it's a play that we haven't run a lot, or sometimes someone just forgets, then I'll have to answer a question, then we'll break the huddle, go up to the line of scrimmage, and we'll run the play. Well, there are times when we run the same play a couple times in a row, and our team gets really frustrated. They start complaining and yelling up at the line, especially my wide receivers.
When we're the 8th run play in a row? Or?
Yeah. Like, why don't we pass the ball? And they just start yelling and give the play away to the defense. But
so you don't have the power to change the play, or do you?
I do. I did later in the season.
Okay, not you did because you made a mistake and he took it away. So if you see something that you feel like, hey, a run or whatever the call is isn't going to work, the coach isn't going to get mad at you if you change it. Probably every now and then.
Well, he gave me like specific audibles that I can run, but I can't change it to a fully different play. Just a quick slant or a little fade or something. Just like specific routes to one wide receiver.
So that's a good point. When you say audible, that means you change the play at the line of scrimmage, not in the huddle.
I've only changed the play in the huddle twice.
Why?
Because I disagreed with what he called.
Did he find out that that's what you did?
Yeah, he was okay with it because it was like a 50-yard game.
Oh, okay. It's one of those plays. Don't do that. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
basically.
All right. So I'm always amazed at someone who hasn't played quarterback. Every time you go back to pass, you've got so much to think about. So let us all in your head. So imagine that you're under center, you've taken the snap, and you're about to drop back. What's going on through your head? And it's a pass play.
Well, before the snap, I make sure to locate my read man.
Explain that for people. What does read man mean?
It's like a player on the defense that, depending on where he is, I throw the ball. So I'll give you an example. In one of our plays, we have the outside receiver run 5 yards and turn around, and the slot receiver run a seam route, which is just straight. So I read the outside linebacker. If he goes outside towards the hitch, the 5 yards turn around, then I throw the seam. But if he stays inside, then I throw the hitch.
Okay. So by the way, before we get to hiking the ball, take me through something you might say at the line of scrimmage.
You mean the snap count?
Yeah, you're barking things out. Like, what would you, give me an example if I had you on microphone as you're about to snap the ball.
Well, before the snap, I'd look for people who are blitzing, and then I'd call them out. I'd be like, watch the linebacker to my lineman.
But you say those little words, watch the linebacker? Or do you
say watch backer.
Watch backer.
And then I look side to side, and then I set hut is our snap count on sound.
Do you just say set hut, or do you say a whole bunch of other things
to
try to draw people off sides? Or
I just say set hut because otherwise
one of your guys.
Yeah, one of our guys will jump.
Okay.
Thinking about the routes that my receivers are running, I'm watching the defense, mostly my read man. If I very seldom look at my actual players that are running their routes. I just trust that they're there. So as I drop back, I look to the side that I'm planning on throwing to, and then I make my read, and then I throw it to whoever receiver I pick. If he doesn't do just one thing right, the entire play will go wrong. He's in charge of carrying out a fake, making the right pass, making the right read, giving the right handoff, doing everything right in order to make sure that the play runs correctly.
So when you go back to pass, how many different receivers are potential targets?
5.
5.
5 or 6.
No, on a play, do you like go, okay, this is my first option, then I check for my second option and the third option, or how are you able to survey 5 different potential targets while a bunch of people want to hurt you?
Well, it's pretty impossible to do that. Only NFL quarterbacks have learned to do that, but even they pick. What I do is I pick a side before the play, and I read the defense to see if either of those players are open. And if neither of those players are open, I'll have a third option, no matter what. It could be backside, crossing route, it could be me just throwing it away or running it. But I never actually look at all 5 receivers during the play.
And you also have to consider, I mean, you're very athletic, and a decision of when maybe I should take off and run. How do you make that decision?
It usually happens when a lineman gets free and I'm scrambling and I see open field and I don't have time to set up and throw, so I just run.
You make it so that everyone feels that they're valued by you as a team leader.
Well, I don't just talk to those people that I favor. I may give them more targets, but when I'm talking to my team, I don't talk to specific people unless I'm critiquing them personally. I talk to the team as a whole.
What do you hope your football experience takes you?
I mean, I really hope I'd be able to play in college. That'd be quite an adventure. I'd love to play in college. But past that, I don't know.